A very warm welcome to all of you. So, this is our mains live answer writing session. In the previous two sessions, we have covered from General Studies Paper 1, the topic of Indian society, and before that, we took some questions from history. Moving forward, in this session, we are going to tackle and see how to approach the questions from geography. Okay, so as you know, that in geography, UPSC has a trend, not exactly a trend, but they are generally asking questions from more related to the human aspects. Okay, be it climate change, be it population. So the question somewhere relates to the human aspects. Definitely, there are some questions which relates entirely to the physical aspects, which includes ocean currents, climate phenomena, etc. But in that question also, you have to bring in the human aspects also, because if we are not focusing on human, there is no point of considering only the physical aspects. These physical aspects or physical phenomena are, let's say, are related to human in a positive or negative manner. We all know that cyclones causes havoc, right? They causes lots of damage of life and property. So whenever we are going to write any question on the physical aspect, we have to connect it with the human beings. Clear? And the second most important point is the use of maps and diagrams in your geography. For example, if there is a question on, let's say, the volcanic eruptions across the world. Last year there was a question on the Pacific Ring of Fire. So you should know how to draw a world map, or let's say part of it, to in order to show the relevant or the things being asked in the question. Clear? So in today's session, the first question is, how do increasing greenhouse gases emission impact coastal and marine ecosystem? Clear? Highlight various measures that can be taken for protection and restoration of such vulnerable ecosystem. So, those who have read the question properly, you must have identified that there are various subparts in this question. So, let me make it easy for you. The question is increasing greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases is increasing, and you have to write how it is impacting two things. One is the coastal ecosystem, and second one is the marine ecosystem. All right. So coastal means, let's say this is India. So the coast is this. So it is relating to what? It is relating to the people, the human beings. The marine ecosystem, second one. It is relating to what? The fauna inside the water. Right. So inside the water, what is happening? It is related with marine, and in the coast, it is related to human. Clear? And then you have to, after writing the impact, you have to write what are the measures being taken. All right. So measures also divided into two parts. Measures to protect, and second one is restore. Because we all know that greenhouse gas will get emitted. We can't make a blanket ban on this thing. They will be emitting, they will be emitting through industries, transport, so we can't make it zero. So what will happen? It will definitely cause some damage. So whenever there is damage, you how you can restore it, you have to write it also. So we have break these questions into basically four parts. All right. So let's see what should be your approach. Let me briefly describe what should be your approach. So first you have to give a brief introduction about the causes. Causes for greenhouse gas emissions. how it is getting released, what are the various sources. Sources are also two types, some are natural, some are human, anthropogenic causes. All right, then you have to discuss the impact, right? Discuss the impact. So you can discuss on two things: what the coastal impact and the marine ecosystem impact. Clear? And the third thing is you have to write various preventive, or let's say various measures to protect and restore it. Clear? In this way you have to write and then conclude. Conclude by what? If you know some good case study, how some place has managed to let's say decrease the greenhouse emissions, how you can maintain a balance. Clear? Or something related to current affairs. So this should be your approach for writing this question, and approach will bring a flow into your question. It will reflect that you know what are the various subparts and you have given a subheadings, so that the examiner who is checking your question or your answer knows exactly what is in your mind. Have you properly understood the questions or not? These subheadings will give a clear picture to the examiner that yes, this student has understand this particular question. Okay, so let's start writing. So you can start with increasing greenhouse levels. Increasing greenhouse gas, you can use short form also. Greenhouse gas levels in the Earth's atmosphere is due to both natural and anthropogenic causes, which includes wetlands, burning of fossil fuels, etc., which is now affecting the marine and coastal ecosystem. Like estuaries, coral reefs, and wetlands. So this should be your brief introduction. All right. What are the causes? Both anthropogenic and natural, which include fossil fuel burning, wetlands, etc., and which in turn is now affecting the marine and coastal ecosystem like coral reefs and estuaries. Clear? Now let's see how it is impacting. So you can write impact. of greenhouse gases. Clear? So we are talking about the marine ecosystem. Let's say marine. So here you can write ocean acidification is increasing. Is increasing due to absorption by the ocean, by ocean water. So what is happening? The ocean is basically acting as a sink for these greenhouse gases, and due to this CO2 which is getting absorbed in the ocean, it is increasing, it is absorbing as, let's say it is getting converted into carbonic acid, which is further increasing the ocean acidification level, right? So ocean acidification is increasing. Clear? Which is causing what? Coral bleaching. Coral bleaching. Because we all know that corals survive in a certain temperature and certain pH level. And due to increasing acidification, the coral is getting bleached. Okay? Right? And also due to this, oxygen level in the water is getting decreased. If there would be more warm water, there will be less dissolved oxygen. And it is affecting the marine circulation also. Because if there would be temperature change, then there would be presence of low and high pressure. So, affecting the oceanic circulation. Ocean circulation is affected. Okay. Now, on the coastal front, what is happening? So we all know that rising sea level is threatening the coastal population. So those who are living in the near the coast, like the island nations, Mauritius, Maldives, these countries, the rising sea level is affecting their economy because their land is getting under the water. Right? Second one is the threat to security. It is affecting the food security. Is getting affected. Affected as land area is getting reduced. Clear? And then, as I told you, threat to island nations. Threat to island nations. You can write some examples. Mauritius or Maldives, right? Indonesia, etc. Clear? So you have addressed both the coastal thing and the marine part. Clear? If it is possible, you can also make a flowchart here. Like this. Increasing greenhouse gas, or let's say like this, increasing greenhouse gas is causing what? Increase CO2 in ocean. It means increased acidification. It is causing what? Threat to marine life. Coral bleaching. Okay, like this. Similarly, you can also make a second flowchart from here. Increasing greenhouse gas, increase in sea level, threat to human, decreasing food security. Like this. If you have less time, you can use these kind of flowchart. Okay. So if, I'm showing you so that you would be ready for any kind of situation whenever you are writing the mains exam. Okay. Now let's see what are the measures required. So you can, in this and under this subheading, you can write first, establishing marine protected areas, so that this will help in marine protected areas. This will regulate human activities near marine areas. So what will happen? So if there is a marine area, people tend to start construction, start to live there. But if there is a marine protected areas, there would be a certain buffer region beyond which you cannot lay any settlement. This will save the ecosystem as well as the coastal people also, right? Second, coastal regulation zone. Coastal regulation zone to be created regulation zones created by India. It is a good step. So you have written this current example of CRZs. You all have read about. Tell me in the comment section under whose committee, under whose chairmanship this and what's the committee name who have started this coastal regulation zones, right? Who have suggested. Third one is international collaborations. Like mangroves for the future, So mangroves for the future, it is a joint initiative of different countries, basically a joint partnership to protect the coastal regions, because mangroves generally grows near the coast, right? And they act as a very important means for stopping the, let's say they act as a break off for the storm. Then fourth one is scientific research, or let's say controlling the greenhouse gas. Okay, so for example, let's say avoiding or let's say regulating the ocean transportation. Because we all know that oil spill are also one of the most important reason for damaging these marine areas, right? So regulating the ocean transportation is one of the important measure. Clear? So these measures you can write. You can also add some current affairs like CRZ we have used mangroves for the future initiative, right? So any other IUCN or IPCC led some scientific research are there, or let's say some other initiative, you can write in this thing also. Clear? So 4 to 5 points will suffice. Now you have to write the conclusion. So you can write that the sustainable management conservation and restoration of coastal and marine ecosystem are vital to support the continued provision of ecosystem service on which people depend. A low carbon growth trajectory is indispensable to preserve the health of these vulnerable ecosystem. So here the keyword is a low carbon growth trajectory, the sustainable management. So these are the terms you have to underline. Clear? So what we have done, we have break the question into various subparts. We have used the subheading approach to address each and every part, and we have enriched our answer with some current affairs. All right, so this approach you should use in each and every question wherever it is applicable. Clear? Now moving on to some physical aspect question. So question number 2 is explain the phenomena of polar vortex, the first part of the question. Second, also comment on the reasons as to why tropical areas such as Florida have been witnessing sub-zero temperature in recent years. Right? So you have to, the second part is you have to write the reason. Okay. So in this question, if you know how to draw or let's say present this physical phenomena, it will fetch you good marks. Right? So what should be your approach first of all? Let's see the approach. First thing is explain the concept of polar vortex. If you know how to exactly write the definition, write it in the same manner. Clear? Second thing is you have to write the reason for sub-zero temperature in tropical areas. So here Florida is mentioned, so you have to focus on the North America, right? Don't start writing about India. Okay, and those who know where is polar vortex formed, you would never write about in the context of India, because it is not happening here. Clear? Third thing is, in short, talk about different reasons for this polar vortex event. Polar vortex event. What are the other reasons? You should write it. Clear? So let me briefly explain you the phenomena first so that you can easily write. So what is happening, if you can see the image here, there are two things, first image and second image. So in normal condition, what is happening, there is a polar jet stream moving like this. Okay, it is circumnavigating the earth in the high latitude, right, in the middle and high latitude regions, beyond 40 degree and 50 degree north latitude. So it is confined, this cold air is confined in this region only, right? It is a stable polar vortex. And due to some reasons, which we'll see in the answer, this vortex get disturbed, right? So what is happening, the cold air which is first confined to this region only, it starts moving out like this. So in the second image, you can see this cold air is now shifting like this. And due to which this jet stream, the polar jet stream, it starts meandering much beyond the middle latitude and it reaches till the, let's say, the tropical area. So here is the Florida. So these, what is happening, Florida is witnessing cold temperature beyond sub-zero point, right? So here basically two things you have to focus. First one is what? A stable polar vortex. And here how it is stable? It is contained by this polar jet stream. So the two physical, or let's say the two concepts are being used here. So what is, first is jet stream and second one is temperature and pressure. So if you have read about these phenomena, these are news every time, in every year this is happening, so you should know that. So now how you should approach, how you should write this answer and how you can make some diagram, right? So first of all, explain the phenomena. So polar vortex is a large area of low pressure. There's a large area of low pressure. Underline it. You have to show the examiner that this is the keyword here. Polar vortex is a region of low pressure and cold air surrounding the Earth's poles. Okay. Right? So this is the definition. Now you have to further explain it. The boundary of the polar vortex, PV for short, is actually the polar front jet stream. Okay, so you have to underline this also. Low pressure boundary polar front jet stream. So the examiner will understand that he knows the phenomena, right? Now you have to draw the diagram. So keep it simple. Let's say this is Earth. Here you can make North America like this. Very quick, right? And just show that here it is confined. Okay, make it polar front jet stream, and here write cold air, right? Cold air. Next situation, make it like this. Bigger circle. Okay, and make it meandering like this, the jet stream. Again, cold air. Here write polar front jet stream and make it like this. High meandering. Meandering. You can put it in a box, right? And this you can shade it like this and make it like this is polar vortex. Stable. And here you can write this one. Dynamic polar vortex, which has been, why it is dynamic? Because of the certain reason. Now let's dwell into the reason part. So reason for sub-zero temperature. Give us a heading. Write the boundary bracket polar front jet streams shifts all the time. Shifts all the time. See, it is a more of a process, so don't write in bullet points. Write in a paragraph because it is a process. You have to explain it. So the boundary, the bracket polar front jet stream shifts all the time. It shrinks in summer polewards while in winter it expands. Okay, which sends jet streams meander southwards, or you can write near to tropics. Paragraph change. This disruption is basically caused due to sudden stratospheric warming in bracket you can write weakening of polar vortex. It is another phenomenon, sudden stratospheric warming you don't have to explain here, right? Sudden stratospheric warming, which is basically means weakening of polar vortex. Okay, it is basically a wave energy which is moving from, let's say, moving from up to low, like this. The sudden stratospheric warming, it is in a different concept, but it is related to this thing only, weakening of polar vortex, right? So you can here write sudden stratospheric warming in bracket weakening of polar vortex. Clear? And this causes the polar vortex to get weakened, and because of this the meandering took place. All right, so this is the reason. Now you have to write other reasons. So here you can write about, let's say, greenhouse gas emissions. Again, increasing greenhouse gas emissions, it is also causing what? It is increasing greenhouse emissions is amplifying the Arctic warming resulting in higher sun rays absorption or sunlight absorption. See, you all know that ice reflects the incoming solar radiation. So if there is increasing greenhouse emissions, it is causing the melting of ice, and due to melting of ice, the incoming solar radiation will get absorbed, and as soon as it will absorb, it will radiate heat, and this heat radiation will further causes the instability in the polar vortex, right? So the reasons are this. Clear? So you can write this, and in the conclusion you can write the, let's say, in order to reduce this phenomena which is causing damage to life and property, we have to control the global warming, right? So this is your polar vortex. See, whenever there is a physical aspects, the physical phenomena, if the UPSC is asking you, you have to properly define it. It is good if you can draw a diagram. If not, nothing to worry, but it will help you. It will save your time. Okay. Then properly address each and every part of the question, right? And you can't stop a physical phenomena to happen, right? So what you can do, you have to, let's say, you can either reduce reduce its occurrence. And how? As we all know that other reason include greenhouse gas emissions. So it is in our hand to control these kind of emissions, right? So in this way, you have to address the first part of the question and the second part and conclude it by saying human beings have the power to somewhat regulate and control such happenings which is causing damage to the life and property of millions. Clear? So as my option is also geography, right? So I would suggest you, so whenever there is a question of geography, try to define properly in less word. Properly means in less words, right? Second, draw. Draw diagrams, draw maps, right? And third, use current affairs or current data. See, there was this Canadian heat wave recently in news. It was also related to this polar vortex thing, right? So this thing, even not only in geography, this will help you in each and every subject. Clear? I hope this has helped you to, let's say, given you a, let's say, 2 to 5% or let's say 10% boost to empower you to write, to start writing. We are not here to judge your answer writing skills. We are here to promote all the students who have started preparing for UPSC, or let's say who have already been in the preparation for past 2 to 3 years, but they are lacking something in their answer writing. They are not getting proper motivation to write. We are here to give that motivation, to help you clearly see what is the demand of the question and how you have to proceed. Clear? So this is it for today. I will see you in the next session. And if you have some query, you can write in the comment section, or you can call at our number given in our YouTube channel, right? You can also join our Telegram group where we are regularly posting MCQs and all the strategies. So this will help you update and help you in your prelims and mains exam. Clear? We have also started this mentorship program, this personalized guidance program, where we are making a proper timetable, customized timetable for each one of you, a year-long timetable, and a regular mentoring session. Weekly mentoring sessions are there to track your progress on a weekly basis. So if you are interested, you can call at this number given in your YouTube channel, and our number is also given in the description of this video, and we will get back to you. All right. Have a great day. Bye.